Hi, my name is RachaelLyn and today's Monday Madness is answering your questions. So last week I did a call for questions on Monday Madness and asked you to ask me any questions that you had for me. Just a little bit of background before I get started, just in case you are unfamiliar with me. My name is RachaelLyn. This is my YouTube channel, so welcome if you're new. And also I like to post about my weight loss journey, my debt-free journey, and then also occasionally we'll post about teaching, maybe some ideas and things like that that I'm doing in the classroom as a kindergarten teacher. And I also will post other videos throughout the week when I have a chance or when I have ideas of something to do, and so I decided to do a question and answer video. So this is that one. So if you are interested in any of those things and you are not already subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so that you can get notified for new videos. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the questions. They are not in any particular order. I just have them. So on to the first question. When is your projected debt-free date? I don't have like a specific date, but I do have a goal of 5 years from when I really officially started. So a year ago, like now, I paid off all of my consumer debt when I actually won $10,000 with like a kind of a drawing kind of thing. That was amazing, a huge blessing, and I was able to pay off all of my consumer debt. Actually, I think it took, because if you go back and see that video, you don't get $10,000 all at once. It was more like, it was a little under $7,000 that I got. So it took that plus a little bit extra that I had to pay off all of my consumer debt, and I thought that I was done. And then in January, I discovered that my student loans were in default because I had literally forgotten about them. And so I was scared to death. I thought that I was going to have my wages garnished. I did have my taxes garnished, but I mean, like, I was so scared, and the total amount that I owe is just like astronomical, especially considering how much I make in a year. I currently make just over $37,000 a year. That is just actually my base salary from my job, from teaching, but I do other side jobs and things like that. So I probably truly make closer to $40,000 a year, but I don't consider that because it's not like a set amount like my teaching job is. So that being said, I make somewhere between $37,000 to $40,000 a year. I have approximately $160,000 in debt. My parents have promised to contribute to my undergraduate student loans as promised when I entered college, and as promised when they asked me to take out those loans and things like that. So I will take on that responsibility once I am out of debt as far as my graduate loans. That is 100% mine. My parents made that clear when I went into graduate school that was all on me. So I'm taking care of that $60,000. It's probably hopefully about $60,000 for my graduate loans, which I still owe. And then once that's finished, if my parents still need help paying off the rest of my undergraduate loans, then I will help them. So for my projected debt-free date, I'm not considering my undergraduate loans. I'm just taking into consideration my graduate loans, which are about $60,000. And hopefully I'll do a video soon which updates like exactly how much I owe now that I've been paying for 9 months, and I can let you know like what my true debt is now that I've been paying. Some of my loans have been accruing more interest than I've been making payments on, just because of the nature of the payments, and that's pretty sad. But there is at least one of my loans that has been going down each month. And then once they're out of student loan default, I'm hoping that there's fees that will come off. And I'm hopeful for that because somebody I talked to in the student loan default department actually said that to me. So I only got it at, like, only one person told me with one of my loans. The other one, I tried to ask them about it and they were really skirting around that issue. So I don't know if this is going to happen or not, but I'm hopeful that it is, because that would be really helpful, especially because a lot of it is fees. I just hope that they can at least take some of that off. I don't expect all of it to come off, but some of it. So anyway, long story short, I'm trying to make this short and it's not working. Long story short, my projected due date to become debt-free for my graduate loans for my master's degree is 5 years from when I started. So I'm not quite a year through. Like I said, I'm about 9 months really getting started. Even though I have been paying debt off now for a year, I'm really only 9 months, I feel, into the true Dave Ramsey program and like really being gazelle intense and things like that. So my goal is 5 years, and I'm hoping that I can do it in even less. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. I'm really hoping I can do it in 3 years. I think that is an extremely lofty goal, which is why I'm saying 5. So there's not a set date. It's just, hopefully I can pay it off somewhere between 3 and 5 years from when I started. I guess if I wanted to put a date to it, it would be somewhere between January 2021 and January 2023. So somewhere in there. So that gives me a little over 2 to 4 years left to go. And I am mostly doing that by living at home. That saves me a lot of money. So I do live at home with my parents, and the sooner that I can pay off my graduate loans, the sooner I can get out and live on my own again. And I will help my parents out with my undergraduate loans, but it won't be such like a burden, because like, I'm not even sure if my parents will let me help them. They probably will, but but I do intend to do that. But it won't be like, it'll be almost like a step in between baby step 2 and 3, as far as that is concerned. If that makes any sense, if you're familiar with the Dave Ramsey baby steps, then it would be kind of like, because step 2 is pay off all of your debt. Okay, step 1 is save $1,000 emergency fund. Step 2 is pay off all of your debts except for your house. I don't have a house. And then step 3 is save for a fully funded emergency fund. And so like helping my parents pay off my undergraduate loans is kind of like in between 2 and 3. So I'll be saving for a fully funded emergency fund while moving out on my own, while helping my parents pay off. So it'll be split a lot, especially living on my own is going to cost a lot, but you know, other people do it all the time. They do it on their own without any family help, so hopefully I can do that. Alright, hopefully the rest of the questions I will not have such a long-winded answer, but then again, it is me and that's just what I do. So on to the next question. Do you have an accountability partner on your debt-free journey? I'm not comfortable discussing finances with my friends and family, so that's why I like YouTube. Helps keep me motivated. I guess you could say my parents are my accountability partner, but I don't show them my budgets. I don't really talk to them about finances other than like, oh, I'm trying not to spend money, like I don't want to spend money, and I'm saving money. I'm like constantly just saying these things, and I don't buy things because I do live here at home and they can see me buy things if I bought things, although I wouldn't do it anyway. But just knowing that like they're here, they can see like if I buy something, they know. And so like they kind of are, but they're kind of not at all. I don't know that it's not so much that I'm uncomfortable talking to my friends and family. Well, my friends a little bit uncomfortable with that, just because not so much on my part. I feel like it makes them uncomfortable, if that makes any sense. But with my parents, it's more, we have different views on debt and on finances. And so no, I don't really have an accountability partner. I think of YouTube as my accountability partner. So I know that I will be posting my budgets, and you will see how I've done the month before. You will see my plan for the upcoming month, and you'll see other things in between, and I don't hide anything from you. And I, you know, sometimes I make mistakes. Like the last couple months I went way over in my teaching budget, and I just told you that's what happened. And sometimes I feel really bad about it, and sometimes, like when I went over in my teaching budget, I felt a little bad, but not really, because that is important to me. So YouTube is my accountability partner, really. The next question: where did you go to school to get your teaching degree? I went to Eastern Kentucky University. It is in Richmond, Kentucky. It's basically right smack dab in the middle, in the heart of the state. It is a college town. Like, pretty much everybody that's there either goes to college there or works at the college. There are a lot of people that don't work at the college or go to that college, but I mean, it is a college town. I got both my undergraduate degree there for teaching as well as my master's degree in teaching. So both of my degrees are from there. Right, the last question. Hi, what are some hobbies you enjoy? Where did you grow up? You are a sweetheart. Well, Money Mom, you're a sweetheart too. Thank you so much. I like, my main hobby is YouTube. Like, that's just kind of what I do. Like, I watch YouTube videos, I make YouTube videos. That is my hobby. I really enjoy doing it. I love doing it. I love the interaction with other people. I don't know, that's just my hobby. It's really weird because, like, when other people ask me what my hobbies are, like, I just kind of tell them, well, I like to read, which is true. I love to read. I'm in a book club, and I do love reading. But, like, I don't tell them about YouTube just because it's weird. If you're not in the YouTube world, saying that you do YouTube is weird. So I kind of avoid it. But YouTube is my hobby. And then I do love to read. I love spending time with my dog. I research a lot of teaching ideas in my spare time. I don't really know that that's a hobby, but, like, I mean, that's what I do in, you know, my spare time, my free time. Oh, and then the second part, where did you grow up? So I actually grew up in Louisville, Kentucky. That's where I live now. The actual house that I'm in, this is my bedroom. You can't see a whole lot of it from where you are, but this is my bedroom. I have lived in this bedroom since I was 6 months old. So this is where I grew up. We moved into this house when I was about 6 months old, and this became my room because it was already painted pink, and so I got the bigger room because my room was pink. So my parents didn't have to paint it, and I mean, it's not pink anymore. It's actually purple now, but it's gone through a couple of paint jobs since I was a baby. But this is where I grew up. Now, I did live in Richmond, Kentucky for college for, I lived there from the time that I was about, I mean, like, I came home after my freshman year of college for one summer, and then I went back, and then I never really came back until I moved back home. So I've lived in Richmond, Kentucky. I've lived in Carrollton, Kentucky. I've lived in Northern Kentucky, and those are all the places that I've lived, like, all, like, in the state. And now I am back in Louisville and live with my parents for right now. So in the house, in the room that I grew up in. Alright, so that is all of the questions. If you have any other questions for me, leave one down below. Of course, like I said, I post about weight loss, I post about teaching, I post about my debt-free journey and my Dave Ramsey journey. And so if you have any other questions, just leave them down below and I will come back and answer some more. And if not, then I'll just see you in the next one. Bye!